Hello there. This is my one-take video for Tristram Shandy. Though I have to admit, this is more like the 10th take. I've been trying to get through it without saying I don't know about you, but when I take video of myself and I watch it after, I get very self-conscious and I see all of these. I see all the that I put out there and all the strange eye expansions and occasional snaggletooth grin. I'm also self-conscious right now that I have a cold, so my nose is plugged up, and it's made my voice more nasal. So, but I'm dealing with a cold. And I'm dealing with a cold mostly because of that. The great outdoors, snowing up here on my mountain, and I was working outside without a coat on, and so got a cold, and so now I'm paranoid that it's having a cold makes my nose bigger because it's swollen. And what do you think? I don't know, and it feels bigger to me, and also I noticed I have a broken nose. Yeah, I broke it playing football in high school 30 some years ago, and my best friend Mark Barchek, he it was touch football, but he tackled me and he broke my nose. And I went home and I stood in front of the mirror in the bathroom and I pushed my nose back, crunched it, not completely straight, but straighter than it was. So anyway, now you know why I have a broken nose, and probably too much information, more than you needed to know. And so you're probably wondering about these videos and maybe questioning my value, quality standards. Since yesterday I did a true one-take video, and it was not, my cinematography wasn't so great. You didn't get to see half the images of the books that I showed you because I did not have them lined up on camera properly. But anyway, back to my nose. Alright, I'll stop there. Maybe you figured out what I was doing there. I was trying to be Shandian with this video, which is characterized by self-consciousness that sort of borders on narcissism. You see that in the novel Tristram Shandy, where he's focusing on all of these minor details. And well, I guess it's not so minor when your penis gets slammed in a window. But anyway, that's in there. But let's not go off on another digression. And that's another quality of what I was just trying to show to you in Tristram Shandy and in Sterne, is his digressions, like the fact that he doesn't actually get born until like volume 3 out of 9 volumes. Also, a thing that characterizes Sterne and what makes him a very interesting writer is the way he dialogues with his reader, his audience, in his works. Oh, there's an Well, let me stop there and move on from that to show you actually a picture of Sterne, because I think it says a lot about him. Oh, by the way, I'll just mention here is another digression. This is my Kindle. I got it for Christmas, and I think it's great, and I love it. I love print books. I can move the computer camera around, and you can see all my books, print books. But I also like books that come in other forms, even electronic forms. So you don't have to love one and hate the other, is what I'm trying to say. If it's reading, it's good. So Sterne. I like this picture of him because I love that expression he has on his face. It's a very mischievous look. He's holding the pen of a writer. He's wearing the wig of someone in his class in that period. He's wearing the robes of a clergyman. But also, he's got a pretty big nose there, and it looks to me anyway like it's broken at some point. That maybe someone tackled him in a touch football game. But I think it's an interesting picture. And then next, in a moment, I'm going to show you some books. One of my 3 books of Tristram Shandy. I'm going to show those to you, and none of them of a portrait, unfortunately. So I had to find this one online. Let me just say a few more things about Sterne, and what makes him so interesting is that he was a clergyman, but he was also something of a prankster. So you don't always have that combination, a religious person, a preacher who also has a sense of humor, and Sterne certainly had both. He was very serious about his religious vocation as an Anglican priest, though he did, in public, sort of take on the role of Pastor Yorick, his alter ego Episcopal priest. So he did that in public. It's sort of like, I don't know, Christian Bale going to a cocktail party as Batman, and sort of playing that sort of game, and that's what Sterne did. And at the same time, he was fascinated by celebrity culture, and as he famously said, I do not write to be fed, but to be famous, and that was certainly the case with Sterne. So I like that, his engagement with celebrity culture, and really being one of the seminal figures at the beginning of celebrity culture in British and American culture. Anyway, let me go on from that to look at his books. I'll just say that they mentioned all those things I just said about him, about impersonating characters and celebrity, and that's one of the reasons why people see Sterne as sort of a postmodern figure. It's not just what he wrote, but sort of the role he played as a writer, and sort of a parody role. All right. So I've already mentioned in my first video about how fascinated I am by books as a material form, and books like Tristram Shandy are sort of catnip for bibliophiles in terms of what it does as a book and the games it plays as a material object. And let me just show you some examples here. First, this is my Penguin edition. This is my scholarly critical edition. It's got lots of papers in it because I used it to write a paper I presented at a conference a few years ago. But there's a lot in here, which is why I like critical editions. So it does have, lots of notes for each chapter, which again, the lighting isn't so good, so you can't see it. But there are very helpful notes here. It even goes so far as to give us, an illustration of fortifications at the Battle of Namur, which is where Uncle Toby had his unfortunate injury to his groin. It even goes beyond that to give you an appendix, glossary of terms of fortifications. So if you read any of that part of the novel when it deals with Uncle Toby and his obsession, his hobby horse with military fortifications, this is something that is a vital addition. What else do we have in this one here? It has the original engraving by William Hogarth, who was a hugely famous illustrator in the 18th century. So this edition has those, which is a nice addition. Let's see, on the page. Yeah, here's one of the fun things. I'm not sure if this is in the digital edition. Is some of the illustrations that Sterne provides, like this one near the end of the novel, shows the path of a stick, a walking stick, being waved through the air by Corporal Trim. So, you know, it's a joke that you would include such an image of something that's so unimportant, but also hard to capture in a book. And this was very hard to do in Stern's day, in terms of inserting an image like this. And it's you couldn't just you know, stick it in on a word processing program or whatever. You know, it was difficult and costly. There's another image like it that I want to show. Yeah, this one. This is an image here. It's basically, it tracks in the volumes up until that point, the 4 volumes, the basically the plot line. And as you can see, they squiggle all over the place. So this is an illustration of Stern's digressiveness. Yeah, like this one here. That's when he went all the way back and eventually came back, and all sorts of digressions here. So, but for me, as a bibliophile, as someone who loves books and who loves the book Tristram Shandy, you know, the important thing is whether it has a black page and or a marble page. That is the gold standard. So this one, what do we got? The marble page. It's not a marble page. It's a black and white facsimile of a marble page. So this edition, the Penguin edition, loses some points there. Let's see, the black page. There's the black page. And it's a full page. Black on both sides, so A plus here on the black page, because that's the way Stern designed the book initially. So let me move on to a couple other editions. This is my Modern Library hardback edition, so it's a hardback. That was important, but it's a more popular edition. It's not a critical edition. It doesn't have notes and, you know, an appendix on fortification terms and what have you. I don't know where I got this book. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but the previous owner turned the logo for Modern Library into a duck. You see the duck? Some of the fun things you get when you buy used books, and people mark them up in strange ways. So this edition, yeah, it also has, you know, has the plot graph image, so that's good. Here's something I didn't mention earlier that's interesting. This is Lily Burrow. This is the music for the tune that Uncle Toby is whistling all throughout the novel. So it's there. You can whistle along if you want to. All right, black page and marble page. Let's see what we got here. Okay, here's the black page. That's not a black page. That's a little black box. So that, they lose lots of points there. That's not a true black page. Marble page, I just put a sticker here to show that there is no marble page. So this edition, in terms of its bibliographic glories, fails the test. It is hardback though. But I have another hardback edition of Tristram Shandy. Here it is. This is the Horace Liveright edition from 1925. Also hardback in black. I have an accompanying Sentimental Journey volume. It's the other book that Stern wrote. So it does have like the stick flourish and those images inserted, but that's the black page. So again, not a full page. It's an epitaph, by the way. That's sort of an existential epitaph in my mind. And marble page. All right. Can you see this in color? That is a marble page. So this is the material or the paper that you use in the end, this part of the book, in the front part. And so the joke was Stern put it in the middle of the book. And many other, there's other examples of how he sort of scrambles the bibliographic codes of the book. All right, that's 14 minutes in, almost 15. I think I will stop there, but there you've seen three different editions of Tristram Shandy and its differences and its different uses. I use them all differently. Um, I did read the Horace Liveright one, and that one's marked up, and then the critical edition's all marked up and has papers and stuff. And the Modern Library one I haven't done much with. Books, gotta love them. All right, I'll stop here. Bye.